Okay, so we're back with Diunna,
Yeah,
and
I forgot this thing was up. I guess I should look that way every now and then.
that's
Huh?
okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. But I was going to say we were talking about Big Mama. We also talked about your dad when he passed, and I'm just curious. Like you said, you didn't know her, but you seem to have an interest in her.
I had an interest in all those folks that they
Yeah.
had something that was supposed to be their friends and everything like that, because it was my aunt who told me. Said, "Yeah, the night that I remember that night that Johnny, died over there at the theater."
You talk about
And
Johnny Ace?
I said,
Yeah,
well, who?
I've always been curious about
Jo-
that.
And they said, people tried to accuse her.
Right, I'd heard that too.
But she
Yeah.
did not kill him.
Right.
He really was playing Russian roulette.
Right.
And she said it hurt her so bad. She said, they used to go together.
Oh, really?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Really? Because I heard she was.
I heard Big Walter Horton and her dated for a while. I don't know if that's true, but I did hear that.
I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
but she was the girl. They were girlfriend and boyfriend.
Wow.
And when they broke up, they didn't break up, fighting and going on like that. But his new girlfriend, I think Mom and Daddy said her name was Octavia. I think it was Octavia, but in other words, she thought that Octavia was good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what I mean? Because there was another girl he was dating. He said, she said, told him, if you bring that club rat or something like that around here.
Talk about Johnny Ace?
Yeah,
Wow.
this is not a good girl for you, and if you bring that club rat around here and everything like that, she's gonna get something cut off of her.
Jeez.
So,
You know, the other thing is, I just remembered I met Big Mama's sister one time,
is there?
who was kind of babysitting Percy Mayfield at the time,
Uh-huh.
and she was wonderful. She was a really nice lady.
Uh-huh.
And she was trying to keep him from drinking, which was not an easy thing with Percy Mayfield. Yeah.
Yeah, Daddy told me that Willie Mae got drunk one evening and had a foot chest out and was burning her music that she had written in a barrel.
Oh my
And they
God.
called him over there, and he went over there and said, "Willie Mae, what you doing?" She said, "Ain't no sense in me having these here so somebody else can get them and make all the money off of them."
Yeah.
So
So frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he convinced her to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he said she was just using, and he said she'd write on anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is that's heartbreaking stuff to hear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard a great interview with her one time. I think it was her and Chris Schrockowitz did this interview that was just, it was really, it was kind of hard to listen to because she was so, real about her feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about how, people don't know me and how come people don't know me, and I've done all this stuff and I get no recognition for it. And it's hard to hear that of someone that was as great as she was,
Yeah.
because she was really. I mean, the other person
I can feel on some of that.
Yeah, you can really feel it when you hear that.
I haven't heard that interview. If you,
I'll see if I can find it.
I was gonna say.
It's a Chris Strackwitz interview. I want to say it's about 1968. She had already, I think, had Janis Joplin record Ball and Chain by that time. The whole thing with Elvis and the Lieber and Stoller and all that. That's not a good story either. No.
I know, and
I think Elvis meant well, but I don't think those guys did.
Well,
frankly.
and I know there's certain things that I really can't say.
Yeah.
Just from some months ago, they asked me to sing Hound Dog at the Apollo Theater, as part of the tribute and it was his birthday.
Elvis's?
No.
Oh, Stoller's? Yeah.
And he was there. He was, he's an elderly man. He was all nice and everything, but it's just that.
It's a bummer when you know the backstory.
Right, and I'll just say, it hurt. I did sing it, and I wanted to do justice, and I said, I'm singing this song in tribute to the artistry of the woman that the world knows as Big Mama.
Right.
And I'm talking about Willie made Big Mama Thornton.
Right.
So I had to make that statement myself.
Good for you.
And before I could, and he, came up afterward telling me how much he enjoyed it and the sound and stuff like that. But she was done an injustice.
Right. Sure was.
So she should have at least been given contributing.
Right. Some
rights.
kind of money for her performance.
Contributing rights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even if they won't say she didn't write the whole thing or something like that.
Right.
But things happen. You know?
The music business is not a pretty industry.
No.
When it comes right down to it.
No.
I mean, like I say, somebody like you, to me, I mean, you should be on every blues festival on the planet.
Well, thank you.
With your talent. I mean, you really deserve it. And
I've sang for the Queen of England. I've sang for
wow.
other royalty.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That are still alive that you know of today.
Yeah. And I love your story about Queen Elizabeth and Margaret. That was a great story.
Yeah, well, it was true. It was true.
Yeah,
and I was just like, even though it was real life, when I was watching it, it was just like it was I don't know, like a movie.
Like a film. Yeah. I'll have to. Is that on YouTube? Video?
I think it is.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Look it up.
That's why I ask everybody to please look up. But they played it for me though. The English people.
That's awesome.
It's part of their historical archives.
Yeah. Now you knew Coco Taylor pretty well too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about just like I didn't sleep at all last night, but the reel of things was playing back in my mind, you know what I mean? And I was just sitting there, letting the movie play in my mind and stuff like that. But when Coco came to see me after Ursula died, my younger sister, in 2005. That's right after I won the competition. She came and I was in bed and the kid said, "Hey, Diunna, there's a lady here to see you." And I said, "Please, y'all, I told you I don't want to see anybody." And I heard a voice say, "Well, you gonna see me?" And I looked up and it was like kind of looking toward that window light.
Right.
And I said, "Coco?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "How'd you get here?" She said, "Well, I didn't walk. I took the airplane." And I just
that's awesome.
started crying, Yeah,
that's awesome.
And there was a gentleman with her, and that is what I can't get together. There was a gentleman with her. She said he made the arrangements for her. He told her he wanted to come. She wanted to come down and see about me, and she said she told the people. Did she say at Monterey that if they had her scheduled for anything on that day to cancel it, because she decided she was going to go to the Handy Awards.
Wow.
Well, they weren't called the Handy Awards. They were called the Blues Music Awards.
Right.
But she said, "I'm going to go to the Handy Awards, and my sister Vi is coming with me, and we're going to sit with you at your table where your sister was supposed to sit."
Yeah.
Because I had informed the Blues Foundation that I wasn't going to be able to come. Because they had the new artists, the new winners of the competition, sing outside the doors.
This is the IBCs.
Yeah. Sing outside the doors of the Blues Music Award to welcome everybody in.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And the one thing I messed up with is she told me before, she said, "Now, the power color is red. Get your power back. The
Yeah.
power color is red." I was so out of my head and everything like that. I didn't wear red. I forgot. Okay. I wanted to wear one outfit to go ahead and perform in, then change clothes and go in and sit down and eat because I wanted to freshen up. And I did, but still, I didn't wear red. But as I was singing, I saw the crowd parting like
Wow.
this, like the Red Sea.
Yeah.
And here come Coco
In red.
in red, a beautiful dress, all the way
Yeah.
down to the floor,
Yeah.
and she was stepping
Yeah.
and coming, you know what I mean, and pointing at me, you know what I mean.
That's great. That's
And,
beautiful.
and then I started crying. No.
Yeah, I bet.
And
Yeah.
John said, "No, D, no, because if anybody knows me, they can tell you that I don't have a pretty cry." And when I really
But you got a real cry.
it is loud too.
Yeah, right. Well, I think audiences love to see performers be themselves, and if they get emotional, let it out.
Well, she was, and Cookie was there with her and everything like. But when she came to visit me in Houston that day,
Right.
she told me, she said, I do things on my own. She said, Cookie don't know nothing about this. Bruce don't know nothing about this.
Right.
This is my business.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And so I was going to ask him, every time I see him, I think about, ask him if he knew about that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
yeah.
But I don't do it because it's not like she could get in trouble or anything like that, but I just don't do it. You know what I mean? And, but she was coming, like I said, marching. I don't even remember what I was singing, but she said, "Sing!" And and then
that's a hell of an endorsement.
Yeah, and people were just taking pictures of her. Click, 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 click. She came all the way up to the stage,
right,
and grabbed me by the hand, and we shook. And she said, "Sing!" And then I was,
that's beautiful.
All right,
yeah.
I sang.
Yeah.
And that night at the table, it was me, Coco, and Marsha Mall.
Wow.
We sat together, and her sister. And she had someone stand behind us to make sure that we could eat and nobody disturb us.
Right.
And then she said, "All right, girls, is everybody through?"
Right.
And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well," she said, "I know you through. You didn't hardly eat nothing." She said, "I'm going to have to tell them to go out and get us some chicken or something because you're going to be hungry later."
Right.
But anyway, we ate and, she said, "All right, get ready because when these boys here sit down, because them standing right behind us, so nobody could come and reach in." People did try to come and reach in.
Yeah.
What I mean, said.
Right.
I just want to talk. You see, she's eating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, she said, "Yeah." She said, "Some of these people hit me and try to love on me so hard they almost knocked my wig off."
Right.
So we were laughing. She said, "All right, now get them little crumbs." We were doing like this, me and Coco and Vine. We were doing like this. Marsha Ball looked at me and said, "Bitch." I said, "What you say?" She said, "Y'all wiping like this," and I'm like, "Wiping like this." And we laughed so hard. Laughed so hard.
Yeah.
But it was, and in April before she died, in June, she flew me down to Chicago because she said she wanted to talk to me about some business. She said, "Did you know that?" And Coco loved to read too.
Yeah.
She had a lot of books there. She said, Did you know that Buddy Guy had passed the torch to BB here in Chicago?" I said, "No, I didn't." She said, "Well, they did that, but I think that Queen should have an actual coronation." She said, "Do you know that in history," she said, "now you read what I'm telling you, if the Queen don't pass the torch to whoever she wants to, then when she goes away, they give it to whoever they want to give it to."
Right.
And that might not be the plan. And I'm still saying, yes, well, I guess that does happen. She said, well, I done contacted some other girls and I plan to have a coronation at the House of Blues here in Chicago. I said, oh, really? Still, like,
Yeah.
she said, yeah. She said, I'm gonna have a coronation. I'm gonna tell them who. Now, I'm not right now. I'm not passing on. But when I retire, I
Yeah.
want them to know who I wanted to go to. I said, I think that's good. She says, there's so and so and so and so. They would like to have it, but they not ready. And then there's so and so. She said, I would have loved to have seen Valerie still be living.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said,
Valerie Wellington. Yeah.
yeah. She said, and I swore that I wasn't going to be trying to get out here and be mentoring and teaching nobody else after Valerie died because that hurt me so bad.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm really not that familiar with her. And then
Huge voice.
She got up,
Yep.
went and got the CD, and she said, here, you keep this. This is one of hers.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I got more of them.
Yeah.
I said, okay, thank you. And so she said, Cookie, get that list right there and get that girl on the phone because she's near here. We're going to have a person-to-person meeting here with Diunna. She never called me Diunna. She always called me Diunna. And like Pinetop always called me Diunna. Diunna.
That's great. Hey, speaking of albums, I wanted to ask you about the newest album is on Little Village. Is that right?
Little Village.
And that's Jim Pugh's
It is.
nonprofit. And I noticed you did one of Dietrich's songs on it.
Yes,
Dietrich Farr's songs.
yes, I did, and I
Yeah.
wanted people to know it. That's why I said.
And I love that you announced that last night.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a song by my friend Dietrich Farr.
Yeah.
And
She's another awesome singer.
yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
And I want to do this song for you because this speaks to what many of us feel or have gone through as women in the industry.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something about, for some reason, I mean,
I think I even said black women in this industry.
I was definitely black women in the industry, and for that matter, I think all women seem to have a real, they kind of have that thing that's going like pushing them down.
This is a
This
is a man's industry.
It is.
That's why.
And it's weird because to me, blues really started with women singers.
It did. It started with women singers.
The very first blues was a woman singer.
Giving young men a chance to showcase themselves.
Right.
And build
in
their
groups.
names. That's
in
right.
Their groups.
That's right.
But Louis Armstrong.
Now, see, you know your history.
Well, I do. I know a lot about this history.
So that's, and
what was the,
that's
I'm
respect.
trying to remember the name of the very first woman singer. Was it?
That was recorded?
Yeah, that was recorded.
I
want to say Sugar something or.
And I should know that, but you know, I'm in a morning fog that I didn't go to sleep last night.
Right.
But and it wasn't Bessie Smith. A lot of people
No, it was a more obscure gal.
Yeah, but also I think Mamie was one of the first to be.
Mamie Smith.
Yeah. To be recorded.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look it up. You know what I mean? Because people have told me.
I'm a cheater.
Hey, my little 10-year-old great nephew told me, and Diunna, if you get in a spot and you can't remember something, what are you supposed to do? I said, Google it.
That's right.
He said, you got that right. You learned it.
Yeah.
And I think
it was Mamie Smith.
It may have
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, Mamie Smith was the very first one.
Okay.
And it's
what was the song?
What is the name of the song? It says right here. Crazy Blues.
Okay.
Yes, so it was Mamie Smith.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, the fact that blues started with women singers, black women singers, and at the same time, it's a real shortage. I mean, when you look at recordings lately and blues festivals, it's just and I mean, like I say, it's so rare for me to find people like you or Deetra that really deliver the goods.
And things, Dietrich and I talked about this.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, not more than a week and a half ago, that one of the tactics that's used, by certain people who want to keep us or hold us back is to the rumor mill.
Yeah.
Start a little
Right.
rumor over here,
Right.
and then pass it on to someone else that is in charge of some,
Right.
and keep
Right.
that going
Yeah.
to keep us out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she said she doesn't know why people hadn't gotten hip to that after all these centuries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I told her that's one of the tactics that's used in any other industry also for, to put that little mistrust in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then if you in conversation with another person and they're looking for something anyway, and you say, well, good afternoon. She said, good afternoon, and it's morning. There must be something to that. I mean, so, we're down there in Texas, and basically, we're users away. But I have been attributed conversations in places where I wasn't even present.
Right.
Because someone thought I was there.
Right.
Or
right.
going to be there.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, baby. I've shown people themselves to be a liar.
Yeah.
Person to person.
Yeah.
Because that's how I like to do it, person to person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I said, when did you talk to me? What day was that? Oh, really? Well, all these people right here know that I wasn't even there.
Right.
Well,
I know you're here today, and I want to thank you again for doing this, because this you're somebody that's really fun to talk to. I love, because you're like me as far as you like to find out.
Yeah.
History.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people don't give a damn about history.
No.
And it's real sad.
And that's very sad because if they would just look back at our history, we wouldn't repeat some of the hurtful, stupid, inhumane,
and it needs to be brought out there. It has to be brought out.
Things that happen in life.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying not to get political at all, but I'm looking too at some things that seem to follow a pattern.
Yes, they do.
That led us into the Holocaust.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
And you look at things around, you say, oh, that can't happen again.
Yeah, the techniques that they're using.
That's right. Yeah. If it happened once,
it's going to happen again.
Well, we don't say it is, but it can.
It can.
There is a strong possibility of those things, even though we feel ourselves to be so much more developed and so on and so forth.
Right.
No.
Well, I got to run to a sound check right now because we're at this festival. But thank you.
Thank you.
Love you, Diunna.
I had a wonderful time last night.
You're a wonderful person.
And, please, just trying to be me.
Yeah.
I can't.
Well, so go out and buy yourself Diunna's new CD, please. What's it called again?
I ain't playing.
I ain't playing. She's not playing.
Believe that.